subscribe and like being in. Welcome my streaks. Vlog. And that's the intro. Oh, I take a brain, I put my straw in it, and I drink it up. Now I'm ahead. If measurements legally meant enlargement, then little tidbits. I'm the best. If measurements legally meant history's a subject, I'm the best. History's a subject, not something to be boggled with. As being as the lowest common denominator, it's history. Let's as you've not partaken in, as for to be legally defining history. As an algorithm isn't made up, what is theirs? If kids want to come near me in some whatever positive facet, cool gal, make it happen, make it common sense. The way was to not care in the ways of the world. The way, telling them how it works, the younglings. Virality. Viral. See, I don't pretend that this isn't my job. Consigned by yourself. Listen to this. Gold and silver. You know when you see scheming on YouTube, what do you think? Reports of it are rare. Seen early in the morning up in North Carolina somewhere, Mr. Beast scheming there. It's a bad joke. It's the truth though. Sorry. A mic for me to speaking to. But they always come down. That's the sad truth when you're living for the crowd. Yes, I'm good with double entendres. Did you see? Yeah. I'll give you my perspective. Children. He claimed he would shred them and never follow flat. He claimed, oh, well, passing down. You know, if you're not in YouTube history, listen to The Forgotten Commentator by Iniquity Rhymes. Social networking means he deemed it essential to his quest. But you weren't the man if you didn't speak with him. For a second the fan held the crown. Sorry. First, the fame made them obsolete. What they ask of you in psychiatry academically and in the academia through the academia has never been done through psychiatry. What they ask? Their take on psychiatry is infinitely losing money. If you make drugs for yourself, you lose it, the drugs. If you make drugs for other people, you lose your company, if you understand. Legally, I'd like the word affect to be said to be you can't affect the brain like that. As opposed to why it's so fun being the smartest person on the planet. As so, that legal definition proves the unfun part, if you understand, or not fun. The clown's fatal finish or something of the sort, I can't remember, in Mortal Kombat where he pulls out the joke gun, bang, and then drops it, pulls out the railroad, boom, blows your head into a big old spheric smithereen sort of thing. Yes, psychiatry, the effect of which to the debate is just like, bang, boom. To do so would be to disregard those drugs. Please challenge me. An amalgamation of what animals are in drug testing. A series of drug tests in which their clarification of which is in that where they wouldn't call certain animal bad. In psychiatry, without merely affecting the space-time continuum, you would understand your own, to your own credit, is to say on the same space-time continuum, right? I know how, it makes sense, but it's not possible, right? I mean, that even makes sense, you know? God legally defining psychiatry as being in God, an extraterrestrial force, as being to challenge, and as where the government would take such a place, if you understand, say against pharmaceutical companies or those to practice the studies, as we'll say, to practice a study. As being to challenge, and as where the government would take such a place, if you understand, say against pharmaceutical companies or those to practice the studies, as we'll say, to practice a study. As practice a study proves the point, so legally ours stands, or mine, why not, or in such where that interchangeable nature has come into. The government should somehow, well, we have mental health tribunals, gain aware, so to a subjective test of what a somewhat of writing the rules yourself is towards those and all, say to be not be granted such where release remedies, say in my predicament there are, on challenges to them. I have a bold claim. How much separation do they think of betwixt that of the brain and the body that there is? Where claim would be involuntarily and space-time continuum defining each other. Where as being this is quite clearly and obviously say testimony, where but of an as, so too for more time would be of an as, let's say involuntarily. The other one I was going to say, but it's a testimony, right? Thank you, I know. Smarmy, right? As I've already clarified, maybe there should be more certain data reports of which knows that two of us on patients. Proof and proof, as they would say, but with a double F singular. Mental health and your money and how much money there is in it. Cheaper and better equipment. Cheaper. So good we don't have to fight. Some constitution of NATO should involve some defensive pact about selling each other weapons to the degree where say such country, the dominion of which, wouldn't have to fight the rest, if you understand. That being like the hierarchy, to spur on the source of which we would gain our weapons. And maybe it'd free me up a bit, you know. People aren't that nice to me, you know. Just saying. Introspection being in recording yourself. Introspection. I'm the GOAT. I'm the GOAT. I'm serious. Match your interest. Match your interest. When the reaper come to join you. Live life through those lives. I know. Unbeknownst to a fraud. The legal definition of favourite should be what could make you money. Listen to Careful by NF and Corday. Change the environment. Put books on a ripped open couch, as in the word books. If offered but I don't receive the money, it's still not my favourite from the government. I've not stringently looked at the total before.